What's up everybody, and welcome back to another action figure review. Today, we're checking out the Black Series Darth Vader from Star Wars: The Empire Strikes Back. Darth Vader is my favorite character in Star Wars, so it's an absolute treat to be kicking off the Black series of action figures on my channel with the Prince of Darkness himself, Darth Vader. It is a smaller action figure box to begin with. As you can tell, it's a bit bigger than my hand. Now this line is a 6-inch action figure line, so it is smaller than the previous figures I've reviewed. It's a very simple packaging design. It's basically all black. Of course, we have this little bit of blue here and there. Not too sure why it's blue. Maybe it's because it's Anakin Skywalker's blue, but I think it should be red. It is Darth Vader after all. But like I said, simple packaging. We have Star Wars The Black Series labeling up top. We have Star Wars The Empire Strikes Back text down at the bottom, of course, with Darth Vader. It's a window box, so we can see Darth Vader in all of his glory with his one and only accessory, which is his red lightsaber. Now, we don't have a crazy cool background in this box like many of my other action figure reviews, so that just says to me, this guy's gotta come out of there. But before we do that, let's check out the rest of this box, starting with the first side panel here. As you can tell, actually looking at it straight on, that the side panel kind of goes out on a cool angle. I really like that the Black Series does that. And we have the figure inside. In this case, Darth Vader. This is a nice photo, maybe a product shot with a little bit of post-production editing, but it is absolutely awesome. I really like this shot of Darth Vader. I still think it should be red. Same with all of this on the back. On that note, here is the back, of course. That same product shot of Darth Vader on the side panel appears on the back here. We have the labeling and logo up top, and a little bio of Darth Vader right here. Feel free to pause this video so you can take a look and read that paragraph. Now that is basically all for the packaging on this Darth Vader. The side panel here, as you can see, doesn't have really much else to it. And there we go. That is the packaging for the Black Series Darth Vader. So with all that out of the way, let's bust Darth Vader out of here so we could take a closer look and just have fun. Let's play. I'm going to be going over all the details for you guys, the sculpt, the paint application, the articulation, and of course, the accessories. You know the drill, so let's get to it. Let's check out the Black Series Darth Vader from Star Wars: The Empire Strikes Back. So here is Darth Vader, everyone. Now, I've had a little bit of time with him already, and let me tell you, this guy is a blast to have around. I'm so used to having double-jointed action figures. It's very nice to have single-jointed action figures once in a while, but of course, I will get into that when I check out the articulation for you guys. I do want to apologize if you guys cannot see him as well. He is straight up all black, and against my gray dark black background and table, you know, he's right at home with the darkness. Now, as you can see, he does have a large soft goods cape covering the majority of his body, which is really, really cool. I really like the soft goods that they included with this figure. Now, he does have more than just the cape. As you can see, he has this massive cape, and he has this gown that goes underneath his armor and covers the back of his legs, as you can see there. Look at all that detail, actually, with all that light blasting him. I really like his legs. His legs are just phenomenally done, including this little piece of front armor on his shins. I know it is very hard for you guys to see, but he does have nice boots. Just like everything on this guy looks really nice. Even this armor, groin armor piece, very, very cool. As you can tell that the paint job is a little bit different everywhere. So we have a little bit of shiny black on his armor pieces. We have this shiny fabric-y looking color on his legs and his arms. And of course we have all those lovely colors on his chest piece, on his breathing apparatus thing here on his chest. We have all those blues, the reds, the whites, the green buttons down here. It looks very, very cool. Again, he has a little bit of color up here with the silver. Again, silver on his button as well. Now, his helmet is basically straight up all black. It's the same color everywhere around. Very, very nice. His lightsaber, which, by the way, is his only accessory, and that's really the only accessory he needs, despite him having a trigger finger. I don't know why they would give him a trigger finger. I do suppose it looks like he's trying to force choke someone with that hand pose, but it also really looks like a trigger finger. The only accessory he does come with, though, as I said, is this one lonely lightsaber. And of course, I did not know this until I took it out of the box. You can actually take it apart. Look at that. And all you really gotta do is shove this little piece in there, and it kind of just fits itself in, and you're good to go. And it won't come out or anything. As you can see, it doesn't come out. It's very stiff and sturdy in there. And what's so cool is Vader's belt, actually right here, has a little hook. As you can see, you can actually hook on the lightsaber like that. Mind you, it will fall off very easily, but he does have a little hook there if you want him posing on your shelf without the lightsaber ignited. He does look very cool with the lightsaber on his hip like that. Love it. It does get covered by the cape. Darth Vader's lightsaber is really, really well done. There are tons of details all over it. You can really see and tell that it is Darth Vader, Anakin Skywalker's lightsaber. I do dig that the lightsaber is a little translucent, so you can see the light blast right through it. I'm a really big fan of it, and I've always liked translucent accessories. Love this action figure. He's so well detailed, and I was not expecting the quality of figure when it came down to it. I am shocked at how nice the quality is for a 6-inch. So lots of details on this scale, lots of everything, great paint application, and you know, there's no chipping on my table, none of the paint's coming off, not scratching. Nothing is wrong with this toy, so I am a very, very big fan of it. He's got some really cool details on this shoulder pad here, and then all the details going down his arm. All those lines look very nice. I do love the way his glove kind of goes over his arm. It looks very, very cool. Good detail on the glove as well. It's hard for the camera to pick anything up. I apologize. So much cool detail in the boot here. Now, it is armor, so it is very flat and very, you know, armor-esque. So there's not going to be lots of texture on his boot portion, but there is texture all over this guy. Now, the soft goods fabric is a really, really nice quality. It doesn't feel like it's gonna rip or anything on you. It's very large as well. Like, you can definitely wrap Darth Vader like a burrito. Now, I've always loved soft goods capes on action figures. It really gives this figure that much more character.
No kicks.
And I'm really glad it's not a heavy plastic cape that just weighs this figure down.
No kicks.
Now, he does stand quite easily with minimal effort needed to put into his legs and his pose to get him to stand. He is very evenly balanced. His cape may seem like it's light, but you know what? It does actually add a lot of weight to the back, so he does balance front facing and backwards. So it's very cool that he can stand no problem. There's no base included with this guy. As you can see, there's this plastic rubber belt that goes on top of this fabric. It does kind of remind me of Splinter from the Ninja Turtles, his belt and how it goes on top of the fabric on him. That being said, it does impede on his articulation just a little bit, which we'll get to momentarily. That is it for our look at the sculpt and details of Darth Vader. Now let's check out all of his articulation. Kicking off his articulation, we're starting out with his head because, while it is probably the worst part of articulation on this action figure, now we can move his head left and right. It is unfortunate that his head can't go any further than that because his cape actually impedes a lot of the movement, or rather it adds to a lot of the friction. And underneath his jaw here, this piece of armor, it does look like it is rubbing against the chest piece. So I think that's why you can't really rotate it any more than that. You can, but I don't want to add any more tension and pressure to it. You can't really move his head up and down either. That is literally as far as you can go with his head up and down. It's honestly not the best articulation in his neck, but I'm gonna take the hit because he looks super cool. Let's move on to his shoulders here. Again, you can't really move his shoulders that much either. That is literally as far as you can move his shoulders, and I do believe it's because his shoulder pads rather, are impeding his movement and running into this piece of, I guess, upper shoulder body armor. So I don't think you can move it any higher than that because of the shoulder pads. Now, you can rotate the shoulder all the way around, which is very, very cool. And he does have a single jointed elbow. Look at that. I love the single jointed elbow on toys. I forgot how cool and easy and just how awesome they are. To be honest, I'm so used to double jointed. It's nice to have a good quality single jointed toy, and his wrist can rotate all the way around, and it is on a wrist rocker, so you can move it up and down and change the angle as you wish. Now, I actually forgot to mention, his elbow does have a rotation in it. Check that out. Love the elbow rotation. I was not expecting that in a million years. As I mentioned earlier, the movement of his waist articulation is a little bit impeded because of the soft goods and the belt here. As you can tell, there is quite the amount of tension on this soft goods area, which in the end is kind of putting pressure and tension on his waist movement. So I can rotate it even further left and right if I so choose to. I'm not going to, because I don't want to ruin the tension that is on the soft goods here and on his belt. So you can rotate it a little bit like that. He doesn't have that much crunch up and down. As you can see, he doesn't really move really at all, to be honest. It's not the best articulation in the torso when it comes down to the crunch, but a little bit is there. He can, of course, well, maybe not of course, but surprisingly, do the splits. I'm not expecting Darth Vader to ever do the splits, but he can do them. He can move his thigh out like that for a nice side kick, nice front kick as well. Now you can't rotate his thigh all the way around. I don't want to try. So he does have really good movement in the upper legs here. Now he does have a nice thigh cut here, so you can actually swivel his thigh just a little bit. It is kind of tight. There we go. So I can actually rotate it a little bit just in case you want to get some extra movement in the thigh when you're trying to stand him and pose him. There we go. You can really see it there. So that's cool. He does have a single jointed knee, and I forgot how bad it does actually look. You could really see that joint right there, but honestly, it's not bad. It's a toy, for crying out loud, so it's not bad at all. In the ankles, you can actually move his foot all the way front and all the way back. Very, very good there. You can actually rotate it left, and you can rotate it right a little bit. It is on an ankle rocker, which is very, very nice. So all in all, I do like his articulation. I do wish it was a little bit better though, and I think there are some minor changes that could be made, especially in his helmet design and his neck articulation. But that is it for the design and articulation on Darth Vader, everyone. So let's now go and compare him to other figures on the market. We're kicking off the comparison with other figures from the Black Line series, starting off with Crosshair from the Bad Batch on the left, and Tech, also from the Bad Batch, on the right. Next up, we have the Mandalorian Din Djarin on the left, and Grogu on the right. And lastly, we have the McFarlane Toys Noob Saibot on the left. Now he is part of the 7-inch figure line, hence why he's a little bit taller than Darth Vader. And next to Darth, we have NECA's The Shredder from the TMNT animated series, who also happens to be part of a 7-inch figure line, but it does look like he is the exact same height as Darth Vader. So overall, well, what can I say about Darth Vader? He's awesome. He makes for a great addition to my Black Series collection. My favorite thing about this action figure is definitely the sculpt. You can actually see all the texture in his armor. It's actually quite phenomenal how much detail is present on this figure. He's got one accessory, and it's the only accessory Darth Vader needs, his red lightsaber. It's a fully painted and detailed hilt with a really nice removable translucent blade. I'm glad that he comes with a large soft goods cape as well. It really adds a realistic look to the figure without the big heavy bulkiness of a plastic cape. He's got some really good articulation, particularly in his thighs, knees, and elbows. Darth Vader is my favorite character in all of Star Wars, and I am so pumped to be adding him to my collection. Alright everyone, thanks for checking out my review of the Black Series Darth Vader from Star Wars The Empire Strikes Back. If you enjoyed today's video, give it a like, share it with all your collector friends, comment down below, and let me know if you have this figure and what you like or don't like about it. Let's start a conversation down there, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you're into action figure reviews. I'll be posting more photos of Darth Vader on my Instagram, which you can check out at Claudio's Collection, so follow me there for more content. Thanks again for watching, and you can catch me in the next one.